Hello and welcome to today's episode. Today I'm going to be talking about something that a lot of people with chronic illness, chronic fatigue experience, and that is FOMO. We're going to talk about the fear of missing out. So I just did a reel today and it was talking about how it seems that we keep at this juxtaposition on two opposite ends. One thing with chronic illness is that I have to rest and pay attention to my body, but then the other part of me wants to go out and live my life, as if those are two separate things. And it's a common thought error that I see with people that experience chronic illness, chronic fatigue, other symptoms. And so let's get into it. Let's dive into this because I think that both are possible. Okay? So if you are experiencing this FOMO, you have this fear of missing out on something in your life, some event that maybe a lot of people are going to that you want to go to. I had this a lot, especially when I was in the throes of the very worst parts of my kidney failure. People were going out and just living their lives, going on hikes and going to the movies and doing regular everyday things with their kids that I just couldn't. When I was at my very sickest, I would lay on the couch and that's all I could do some days. And then I would have like one day where I joked I could be horizontal for one day and then I'd be vertical for the next day. A lot of that is because I didn't understand how my nervous system worked. And another big part of it was there was a lot of toxins running through my body because I didn't have functioning kidneys. Okay. So, why did I have that FOMO? Because I was fearing on missing out. What was I missing out on? What I argue is that if you ever experience FOMO, it's because you are afraid of missing out on an emotion. We think that it's the thing. Like if I go do that thing, then I'm going to feel whatever. I'm going to feel included. I'm going to feel loved. I'm going to feel part of a group, whatever that emotion is. The thing doesn't create that for you. How do I know this? Because I have gone to places and been like, oh, if I just go to this thing that my friend invited me to, or like an Air Force function, I've had a few of those, and like if I just go, then it'll be fine and I won't miss out because I'm there. Being there doesn't mean that I'm going to enjoy it. What is important is what I'm thinking while I'm at the place, okay? So if I am afraid of missing out on emotion, good news. I am in charge of how I feel, okay? Now, if I'm in a dysregulated nervous system state, that's also my opportunity to learn how to get to a more regulated, comfortable nervous system state so that it's easier for me to choose from the buffet of emotions that I want to experience. One of the experiences that I want to have is a lot of joy. And if you're like me, you might think that if I go and do things with friends or with my family or with people, then I will feel joy. What actually happens is that you experience whatever the thing is you want to go do with your family. I'll even tell you, like after my transplant, my family went on a camping vacation and I couldn't go. Like I was physically not well enough to go on this camping trip and to go see this great lake. And I was really disappointed. I really wanted to go because I thought if I went, then I would experience the joy of being there. What I really would be experiencing is the joy that my thoughts were created about me being there. And I don't need to experience the thing, the camping trip, to feel joy right now, here in the present moment. This is such an amazing concept that I try to teach my clients too. You always think that when you get there, then you're going to feel great. I am so guilty of this too. Like, oh, when my kids are potty trained, then I'm going to feel like so much better. Like everything's going to be easier. It's going to be, and don't, I'm not kidding you. I love not having to change diapers. That part is easier, but there's other things that come to fill the place. We always are in the 50-50. There's always opposition where new New challenges arise where there weren't challenges before. Like my kids, maybe they're all out of diapers, but now I've got teenagers, and guess what? They never go to sleep. Like when they're little, you put them in their bed at 7 o'clock and you've got like, a few hours. When you have teenagers, that doesn't exist anymore. It's just new challenges, new things to figure out. So when you are thinking about resting as it being something that's boring, it's keeping you from living your life, that is the experience that you're creating when you need to rest, especially if you are experiencing something big physically in your body. So I would invite you to challenge, why do I think that resting is lazy? What was modeled to me before that has me believing that taking a rest, like I said, not going on the camping trip for me, was that me being lazy, or was that me healing and taking care of myself? Also, this resting is boring. I know my brain does this a lot, and it's done a lot in the past. Probably will continue to offer to me that resting is just boring. Why? If you are somebody that likes to be moving and doing a lot of things, being in that busy, maybe flight energy, like resting feels very foreign. And it's not that it's bad, it's just a new way. And sometimes our bodies are going to call for rest, especially when there's something that you're fighting. Like if your body is actively trying to heal from, like, say, an infection or say a virus or something, you have plenty of energy. It's just being used to repair and help to restore what's going on in your body. So that would be my first thing. If you're like, I just like have to pick, like if I'm gonna rest and like miss out on things, or if I'm gonna live my life. What if you lived your life while you were resting? What if you accepted that that's part of your life? What if resting isn't boring, doesn't mean you're lazy? What if resting means that you're restoring, replenishing, and nourishing your body so that your body can trust you to go out and do the fun things that you want to do? I've got news for you. Your body doesn't want you to just not be able to do anything. Your body wants to do stuff because your body is a part of you. Your body's like, yeah, let's go do the things. Problem is that if you keep ignoring when your body is saying, hey, maybe we should dial back a little bit, guess what body has to do? She will scream. She's like the little toddler having a tantrum. If she comes and tells you, hey, I kind of don't want to do this thing, and you're like, excuse me, we are people pleasers over here. We just told everybody we were going to do this, and we were going to show up, and we're going to do it 110%. In fact, since you don't want to do it, we're going to do it 125%. You know what that toddler's going to say? Meltdown. And our bodies do the same thing. Our bodies are like, you didn't say no when it was not a full body yes to do this. I'm going to throw a tantrum. And that brings us into that hypovigilance, that state where it's just like overwhelmed and shut down because you aren't honoring and paying attention to what your body is actually asking you to do. Okay? You assume that your body is going to say no to things. Like if let's say there's a concert that's like in a few months, and you're just like, I don't know if I can say yes to that. I don't know if I can commit to that because I don't know how my body's going to be. And like my body might say no, my body, like I might not have energy, like I don't know what's going to happen, so I just really can't commit to that. But yeah, I probably should say yes, and like all of this stuff going on. Here's the thing. When you actually start to take your body into account from a place of abundance, when you're thinking about your future, you're going to create the exact energy state that you want. Okay? What do I mean by this? So your body is only going to say no and throw up a lot of symptoms, whatever your favorite flavor of symptoms of your body's temper tantrum she does. Mine is fatigue and nausea, like always fatigue and nausea. If I ask her first and I'm like, what do you want to do? Do you actually want to go to this concert? And really consult her? Maybe she does say no. But probably if it's something you actually really want to do, she's going to say yes. She wants you to live your life, okay? Because we're like, I either have to pay attention to my body and do nothing, or I can live my life. That assumes that you can live your life without your body. Your body is a part of your life. And this is another common thing that I find with people with chronic illness is like, they're just like, well, I'm going to go out and do the stuff and then I'm going to pay for it later. When you take excellent care of yourself throughout the entire experience and you don't allow yourself to go crazy in the fight or flight energy and just keep, and especially the fawn, like the people pleasing and getting stuck and like noticing all of these, if you don't continue to just push, and you actually allow yourself to enjoy, savor, really soak in that moment, you're not going to have to take care of yourself afterwards where your body's just going to be out of commission for a long time. Because the only reason that she does that is because you weren't taking care of her while you were doing those things. And that's just a matter of trust. How you relate to your body and how you learn to trust her is such an individual thing. You're the only one that's going to know. Am I taking her into account? Am I asking her opinion? Because as people with chronic illness, we tend to live our lives from the neck up. What does our mind say? What does our brain want? And let the brain bully the rest of the body without recognizing that the brain is a body part. Your whole body wants to be involved in these decisions. So don't let your brain just run the show. Allow yourself come back to the home base that is your body. You're safe in this moment. And if you're not, move out of the danger. Get out of the danger until you are in safety. Teach yourself what's safe and keep building upon that. Our nervous systems want to be stretched. They don't want to be stressed because that causes the overwhelm, which causes the shutdown, which has physical responses like our breathing gets more shallow. We might have numbness, tingling, just that emotional drain. There's physical things that happen when you are not consciously caring for your body. So if there's one thing that I could leave with you today, it would be this one thought that has helped me through so many things and has created safety in my body so that I can bring body and brain back online and start to work together. And this one thought is that I can take excellent care of my body and have a full body yes to whatever I really want. It's totally possible to rest, to honor your body's desires, and to go out and live that life that you absolutely dream of and desire. You can have both because they are the same. You can't have one without the other. Okay. And when you think about FOMO, the fear of missing out, just question, what is the emotion that I think that I will get from doing this thing? And I can give myself that emotion by my thoughts. My thoughts create my emotion. The thing that I go to or don't go to, that doesn't create my experience. What I'm thinking does. So I didn't deal with it so well back in the day, 5 years ago when I didn't go on that camping trip. I had a lot of self-pity. I had a lot of indulgent emotions. I had a lot of grieving that I was doing. But what I would go back and tell that girl is, you get to have so many amazing memories with your family. This is one, and they're going to experience what they need to, and you are going to learn how to work with your body and how to rest her. And it's going to make it so that you have an amazing life. You're not missing out on a single thing. All right, have an incredible week, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.